What's going on, guys? So today we are squatting. We're gonna go through and exactly show you guys kind of what I've been doing with my squat recently, because I think my squat has gotten a lot better. Other than the quad tendonitis within the past like 2 years, I think 2 years ago I hit like 495 on squat, and now just recently hit 615. I think there's a few things that I've done in that time. I made a bench video like this, like showing in the past, months and years what I've done to improve my form to make it better. So this is exactly what I did with my squat to improve my form, my squat form, get stronger at the squat itself. So we're gonna start off, we're at 315 pounds right now. We've slowly been working our way up. So obviously with any exercise you wanna warm up. So start with the bar, always empty bar, 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plates. And then after I get to a certain point, I'll throw on the belts. So we're not there yet, but we'll get there in a little bit here. A couple warm-up reps. I'll do maybe 10 reps with the bar, 8 reps to 135, and then like 5 reps, 225, 3 reps, 315, just like that. Slowly taper it off to the point where I just do like a single as my warm-up for each one. So we'll get there pretty soon here. Gonna hit this real quick and we're gonna keep moving on. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I do with my form.
You don't even wanna know the rest. How the shit really went down. 3 plugs on my cell phone, say that want the money back right now. Big racks gotta stay up. Little boy, get your weight up. She beat her makeup just for me to fuck it up.
All right, so we moved on to 4 plates now. Still no belt yet. I like to kind of go as high as I can without a belt. So that when I do put the belts on, I feel more of a significant difference. And in these first like few warm-up sets and stuff, I'm literally just trying to take the biggest breath I possibly can and just like brace my core and get my core like prepared. The tighter you kind of keep your core, the tighter you keep everything at the start, all the way throughout the finish of the movement, you're gonna be stronger and more powerful. If you just kind of take, like a half-assed breath, you're not gonna have that same tightness. You're kind of gonna lose some of that energy, some of that power, and you're not gonna be as strong. So I really focus on getting that breath, bracing my core as much as I possibly can, big breath into the belly. And so we're doing this. We're gonna throw on the belt for 455 pounds. But I think the most important thing that I've done with my form in the past, year to year and a half is I switched from high bar to low bar. I was doing high bar squats for literally probably 4 years or something like that. Once I switched over, literally took like 1 to 2 weeks, and I was back to where I was, if not even stronger than where I was with my high bar squat. So essentially, low bar squat, it sits on your rear delts as opposed to high bar squats where it sits in your traps. So it's lower to your center of gravity. So you're gonna feel a little more in control of the weight. I overall feel like literally just stronger because you're incorporating more muscle groups into it too. Whereas high bar squat, you feel a lot more in your quads. You're keeping yourself more upright. You're gonna feel more in your quads. When you're doing low bar, you start using quads, you start using glutes, hamstrings, you use some back, you have some hip drive going on. So overall, you're gonna incorporate more muscle groups and stuff into the low bar squat, and you're gonna be stronger, you're gonna feel stronger for most people. I was talking to Lex the other day, he said he likes high bar squats better, just because, he's got big freaking quads. It comes down to leverages, and from person to person, it changes. So for him, high bar squats might be better. For me and a lot of other people who compete, low bar squats is the way to go, and that's what has helped me significantly as I got better and better at that. So, all right, so now we moved up to 455 pounds. So this is where I start to put on the belt. So like the weight, it's not heavy weight for me, but it's starting to get a little bit heavier. I want to start utilizing the belt and feeling, like kind of getting that feel of using it. I use an SBD belt. This is probably, it's a lever belt, like literally one of the best belts I've ever used, in my opinion, probably the best. And then I always wear my knee sleeves. Keeps your knees like super warm and everything. So these are from Inaka Power. You can use code Ryan to get yourself some Inaka sleeves. They look super nice, they're very tight, and honestly just give you more support. I think you should use knee sleeves pretty much any squat workout, leg workout. And then I also use some incline heels when I'm squatting. So these are the Nike Romaleos 3, which I really like. These are probably the best shoes I've ever used for squats. They really just let you kind of sit back a little bit further, as opposed to using flat shoes where you're gonna have to lean over a little bit more. Now I keep myself a little more upright when I'm dropping into the hole. So I do like using these as well. So that's some gear stuff that I use. I've been using wrist straps now. Like I never used them in the past at all because I never had like wrist pain, but now that I've kind of switched to low bar, gotten to heavier and heavier weights, it's gonna take a little bit more of a toll on your wrists. If you're doing high bar squats, it's usually just sitting on your traps, you're perfectly okay, your wrists are good. But with low bar squats now, you're gonna get a lot of tension in those wrists and those elbows and stuff. So this kind of takes away some of that extra tension, and it's gonna give your wrists more support. So I do like these a lot. Again, from Inaka Power with these ones, but we're gonna go ahead and move into this one. I'm gonna show you guys kind of my walkout. When I do this one, you want your walkout to like be as few steps as possible. You wanna basically unrack it and then take your couple of steps, get into place, and you're ready to squat. You don't want to be, messing around, walking around, trying to find your stance the whole time. You're wasting energy doing that. So I try to do as few steps as possible. I'll usually just do like a left, right, left, and I'll adjust my toes out as I need to. So that's what we're gonna do right now.
Pay that tab, drop that bill on them. All that ass, I won't feel on them. Drink, yeah, she build on me. Still with my same homies. Yeah, got that thing on me.
So again, put the belt on for starting on this rep. And like I said, that's really just gonna help you brace your core even more. 5 plates on the bar now. Still working up to our heavy single, which is probably gonna be around 585, something like that today. It's a single at RPE 7. So not super heavy, obviously, but still heavy single. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about my squat stance. So I've actually widened it out a little bit. You guys know I've done that in the past. So like before, I probably was only about this like wide with it. So it was kind of narrow for me. Like if I turn my toes in, it's about shoulder width. So right now what I do is I kind of took this stance and moved it out like literally about right there, which it's like a small movement, but just by widening out my stance a little bit, I actually feel stronger, and I feel like it's taken a little bit of that pressure off my quads a little bit. So some of that tendonitis, like I think by widening it out, it's gonna put more pressure on the inside of my quads as opposed to the outside where I felt the pain. And so far it's been pretty good. The only issue is depth. As you get out wider, it's gonna be a little bit harder to hit that range of motion. So if you're competing, you want to make sure you get your hip crease below the top of your knee. That's how you're going to hit depth. So we just make sure we do that. I know sometimes I don't quite hit depth, still working on it, but that's essentially what I've done. I widen out my stance, and then I always kind of point my toes out a little bit so I can track the knees outwards as I go down. So that track the knees outwards instead of going completely forwards. So you can keep yourself a little more balanced like that. Drop straight into the hole. I kind of think about dropping my butt straight into that hole right there. Keeping the chest up a little bit. You don't want to cave over and turn into like a good morning. So I'll show you guys on this rep. I'm doing one rep here, so we start doing singles now as we work our way up from here.
Big racks gotta stay up. Little boy, get your weight up. She beat her makeup just for me to fuck it up. Ball player, no ball back. Throw it out just to make it back. Throw it out just to make it back. Throw it out just to make it back. Make it back. Drop my top, yeah, you smell the aroma. Yeah, if she bad, put them.
We got 545 pounds on the bar now, so we start making some smaller jumps as we get closer to our top single here. So I'm gonna talk about some grip width kind of stuff right now. So at first when I started doing low bar squats, I didn't have like any mobility, flexibility in my shoulders and elbows and everything. So I started off by putting my index finger actually on the ring, which that was like the only way I could do it without having pain in my elbows. But as I got better at the mobility of it, you realistically want to bring your grip in as close as you can without having pain, because the closer you bring your grip in, obviously the tighter your back is going to be. And you want to create as much of a shelf as you possibly can for that bar to sit on, whether you're doing whether you're doing high bar squat or low bar squat. Low bar squat, you're trying to set on your rear delts, so you really want to pop that out and give it a solid like shelf to sit on here. And upper back tightness is going to help you again stay tight, be more powerful in the movement. So I've gone from being with index finger on the ring, then I moved into middle finger on the ring, and now once I kind of get to my top sets, I go ring finger on the ring, so I get even closer, I get a better squeeze in my back, I can carry the bar a little bit better, I have more tightness and more power. So that's what we're doing right now. And then when I'm going under the bar, I really make sure to dig it in right into my rear delts. So I'm really digging that in, squeezing my rear delts as much as I possibly can, and creating that shelf, even the chest up just a little bit, because you don't want to start off with yourself hunched over like that. That's not good either. You want to have a nice big chest, good posture. As soon as you lift up that bar, then you're ready to go, and you get into it with a nice little forward lean to keep the bar on your back, and you're ready to go. So let's do that right now.
She beat her makeup just for me to fuck it up. Ball player, no ball back. Throw it out just to make it back. Throw it out just to make it back. Throw it out just to make it back. Make it back. Drop my top, yeah, you smell the aroma. Yeah, if she bad, put them heels on her. Pay that tab, drop that bill on her. All that ass, I won't feel on her.
This is likely going to be my top single right here. So we're doing 585, we have 6 plates on the bar. Probably gonna be my top single. If not, I might go up a little bit more, but so we're gonna put it all together now. So the last kind of thing that I like to talk about is how fast you're descending into the hole, right? So like, I would highly suggest taking videos of yourself squatting. Like I literally take a video every single time, checking my form, looking at my form and making sure I kind of adjusted appropriately. Did I hit depth? Did I stay tight? Did I drop down too slow, too fast? Because if you drop too fast into the hole, I feel like sometimes you like lose that tightness. If you just immediately drop down, you hit the bottom, and sometimes you can't regain that tightness. But if you drop too slow, you might be missing the effect of that, the stretch reflex. You might miss out on some of that stretch reflex. So you want to make sure you're like dropping quick enough to get the stretch reflex, but not too fast that you lose tightness. Staying tight, but still dropping fast. That's the goal. And then you can hit the bottom, explode out. We're gonna use a little bit of this nose torque ammonia smelling salts. A little chalk in the hands, a little extra grip. I chalk to the bar too, because this thing doesn't have a center knurling on it. Like if you have a power bar, you're gonna have a center knurling on the bar. This one is just a regular Olympic bar. So no center knurling, might slide around your back a little bit more. So I chalked it up so that we're hopefully eliminating some of that give.
Gonna say yes, chess move, never play chess. The whole kitchen is a hot mess. Took a break for a lab test. You don't even wanna know the rest. How the shit really went down. 3 plugs on my cell phone, say they want the money back right now. Big racks gotta stay up. Little boy, get your weight up. She beat her makeup, just for me to fuck it up. Ball player, no ball back. Throw it out just to make it back. Throw it out just to make it back. Throw it out just to make it back. Make it back. Drop my top, yeah, you smell the aroma.
I mean, that honestly feels pretty light. Like, aside from a little bit of bounce on the way down.
That's it, look a little flag.
If you descend too quickly right at the top with one of these bars, you get a little bounce, and you kind of feel it as you're going down. So you still want to be controlled with it. I got a little out of control at the beginning, but overall, good rep. I feel like depth was pretty good. Speed was good on that rep. I'd say RPE 7 to 8, and I like that. So that is basically everything I've done in the past like year to fix my squat, improve my squat, and get stronger at the squat. So biggest things I would say are just, I made that switch from high bar to low bar squat. I was always hesitant about doing that. I high bar squatted for 4 or 5 years before I ever did low bar, and I never wanted to switch to low bar. I just wanted to be that guy that did high bar all the time. But one of the best things I could have done was switch to low bar, and my body's responded very, very well to that. Other than that, widening up my stance just a little bit, just a little tiny bit, has made me a little more balanced when I squat, and it's honestly helped my strength. And then just bring that grip width in a little bit. I started off super, super wide because I had elbow pain, and I literally couldn't bring it in anymore because of a mobility issue. And now that the mobility's gotten better, I can bring that in, get the better tightness in my back, and feel a lot better. Other than that, getting better equipment, getting a better belt, getting better knee sleeves, shoes, all those things kind of add up and make your squat more efficient. And overall, just being consistent with everything in your squat pattern, your walkout, your grip, how fast you descend, all that stuff. Being consistent with everything is going to be like the most important part of it, because you don't see a baseball player going out there and having a different walkout every single time. You don't have a football player doing a different warm-up every single time. You don't have a quarterback going out there and doing a different warm-up every time, or a pitcher doing a different warm-up every time. You want to make sure you're very consistent with exactly how you're warming up, what you're doing, and when you're actually performing the squat at a heavy weight, it's going to transfer over. You're going to do the same things, and you're not going to have any misgrooves or mistakes like that. So be consistent with it. You'll be okay. Take some of these tips into account. Try those out. And if you guys need a program, hop on a solid program. And if you guys need a program, check out ryanneal.com/services. I have a whole bunch of programs on there. Bodybuilding, strength programs, very, very good. So check those out. Appreciate all the support as always. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. Maybe I'll make more of these videos in the future. I did a bench one. Maybe I'll do like a deadlift one soon in the future. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all the support as always. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Big racks gotta stay up. Little boy, get your weight up. She beat her makeup, just for me to fuck it up. Ball player, no ball back. Throw it out just to